The NFL has decided that's it. They've seen enough to know they've seen too much. You know what the smelling salts are. You've seen boxers use it. You've seen NFL players use it. You've seen every type of athlete use it. It's the thing when you're knocked out, when you're knocked down, when you're seeing stars, and then you smell this ammonia compound, and all of a sudden it gives you this jolt, and then you snap into attention, you hear the bell, and you go out and fight another round, or you snap to attention, you get the Toradol shot in there, and you go out there for the next 1st and 10. It turns out the NFL said, we don't think that's really quite healthy for our players, and we really would not like any lawsuits going forward. We don't want any exposure of any kind with anyone who's playing with any sort of substance that in any way could mask a concussion, could mask an injury. Therefore, we're just going to ban it. Their whole point was that what smelling salts do is they mask signs of concussions, and they may not be safe because they could hurt your lungs. Believe you me, this is not a today epiphany. We knew exactly what our players were using when they were using it, and we're talking about 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. There is no one who watched 70s and 80s football, or 80s and 90s boxing, or 2000 and 2010s college football. There's no one who doesn't realize the correlation between smelling salts and, wow, that doesn't seem like a good idea. I have to give the NFL credit for banning smelling salts, but I also have to believe that teams right now are trying to come up with what they are going to give to their players, because all of a sudden they're making it really hard for players to get hit hard, which they all do in the NFL, and then come back and play another series or another down. I have no idea what alternative they will come up with, but they're thinking around and sitting around and thinking about it now. About a year ago, the FDA, they issued a warning and said, hey, no one should be doing these ammonia inhalants. They're just bad. It's like as kids when we sat around inhaling magic markers, or as kids when we would do from a balloon, a helium balloon, and make sure your voice was all squeaky like that. None of that is really particularly good for you. I don't know, Coke, if you ever did whippets. Remember those? And I don't mean the Devo song. You're not doing it thinking, oh, this sort of makes sense. The reason why in sports we are doing things like Toradol and like smelling salts is that we're simply trying to reflect the reality that what we ask of these players, it's not normal. The good news is we don't give it to players we never did who didn't ask for it. And you may think that if you need a smelling salt, you don't have the ability to ask for it. And I would tell you that we do it in advance. We will have conversations. It's sort of like a DNR, which is a do not resuscitate. You have that conversation before you're unconscious. I don't know if we're all talking about the same thing, but I hope you're thinking about this. A living will is what you do when you decide what you want done to you if you don't have the ability to advocate for yourself. It's a document. Find it on the internet. You should all have one. It is a document that basically is a roadmap for caregivers with what to do in situations that, God willing, will never come up, but generally and often do, just not with everyone, although at the end it comes up with everyone. So the answer is, Coca, it actually comes up with every single person at some point in time. So the reason why you go over this is that you want to make sure players, you don't like give a player a Toradol shot before they go out and pitch without them saying they want that. And we've got our medical people there, and they're approving it, and I'm not impugning the medical profession. It's not that they don't realize, hey, it's not smart of you to cover up this ankle injury, but hey, go get him. It's not smart of you to go pitch with the bone chip in your elbow, but hey, go get him. It's not smart of you to go back in when you got hit in the head, but hey, go. All right, we'll switch the concussion one. We'll make it so we won't let anyone play with concussions. The reason why it interests me so much that the NFL banned the smelling salts is now that they are in numbers that are just in a different stratosphere. You're talking about protecting a business that is worth so many billions of dollars, an industry that is so huge that you're going to see that they will have to become more and more conservative. They will have to become more conservative about the play on the field. They'll have to become more conservative about the things that they do and that they say. They will become more beholden to government. They'll become more beholden to things that would tell you, wow, this is not how they built it. And I remind you, when it comes to teams, you very often hire a coach to help rebuild and then a new coach to get you over the hump to win. In business, you have to have a different approach when you are a startup company than when you are fully established. You have different levels of accountants and attorneys and staff and salespeople and marketing people. It is a different world. The NFL is now in a completely different world, and you're going to see them acting differently as time passes here. You watch and mark my words.